Subscribe man for a journey of self-realization and press bell icon to get notification for new video.
An impenetrable shelter of Shri Sadguru is there for everyone. Whether they are aware of it or not does not matter. Not only humans, but every living being is blessed with the shelter of Shri Sadguru. The whole problem starts because you do not accept it. I'll give you one practical example. Everyone has a shelter of their own family. The size of family may be different. There may be 5, 10, 20, 25 members in the family, but every member of the family is known by its family name. The shelter of their family is with them all the time, irrespective of where they are. It does not matter if that member is residing in the same country or stays in a different country. The shelter of that family is with that person all the time. After marriage, when a girl comes into family of her husband, she gets the shelter of her husband's family apart from what she already has. On similar lines, let's assume that we have got married to Shri Sadguru and have come in the family of Shri Sadguru. Just like every other family, the family of Shri Sadguru will have some thought processes, rules, regulations, traditions of their own. When we accept these traditions, rules, wholeheartedly, we will experience happiness. But if one tries to rebel against family, if one tries to behave indifferent to the culture of his family all the time, he will surely not experience the happiness of family, which he would experience otherwise. The shelter remains even if he becomes rebel or acts against family's wishes. The shelter remains intact, but he will himself not be able to feel happy and blessed. He will have the feeling of not being protected. But does that mean you accept anything that family asks you to do? No. I always say you try to introspect and understand what is expected out of you when you come under the shelter of Shri Sadguru. First understand before you accept the shelter of any family. This will help you to understand the ethos of the family. It will help you understand the importance of the shelter of the family, and will also help you understand the extent to which the shelter of the family will help you in feeling blessed and protected. Just saying that I go to Shri Sadguru will not help. I always say I am under the shelter of my Shri Sadguru. Since how long? Since the time my Shri Sadguru put his hand on me. Of course, the shelter was there even before that, but probably I was not aware of that. But the moment he blessed me with his shelter, I began to feel his shelter with full awareness. In his shelter, I am with my Shri Sadguru like a shadow, both in the moments of happiness as well as sadness. Rather, I must say, it's not me who is with him, the Almighty, but the Almighty Shri Sadguru is with me all the time. Consciously, I tell myself that Shri Sadguru is with me all the time. Shri Sadguru is with all of us all the time. But since you do not keep yourselves aware of this fact all the time, you feel at times that Shri Sadguru has forgotten us. Shri Sadguru has deserted us. Why do you feel like this? It is because you are not aware and because you have drifted away from Shri Sadguru. So you need to believe that Shri Sadguru is with you day and night. Once you start believing that you don't need anything else or any other blessing or any other shelter, the shelter of Shri Sadguru is there for you. If you understand the ethos of the shelter, if you accept the rules of shelter, and if you accept the shelter wholeheartedly, then you will understand and realize the vastness of the shelter, and you will not get affected by the problems in your day-to-day life. We see that in family, one of the members is troublemaker. Directly, indirectly, keeps troubling the family. But shelter of the family remains intact. Shelter does not mean father of the family. Here you are Devlankar, so there is shelter of name Devlankar on these kids. The shelter of Devlankar is there since many generations. This generation, if they stay in the limitation laid by their shelter, then they will surely enjoy the happiness of the shelter. Let's assume if one of these children starts acting against the principles laid down by Devlankars, if he starts doing wrong things, then who is going to get affected by this? The one who is doing the wrong things. The shelter remains intact, but he starts feeling that the shelter is no longer there to protect him. He feels family members are not standing by him. But who is responsible for this? It's you. Since you have not acted as per the principles of the family, you start feeling left out. The shelter remains, but you don't feel its presence. Shelter was there even before you knew about it. It's there today and will remain there forever. The reason why we should consciously accept the shelter is to feel protected all the time. Let's move to another topic. The topic of realizing Shri Sadguru is very difficult. Can we really study Shri Sadguru? No. What is Shri Sadguru? How vast or how deep is the term Shri Sadguru? Can we get to know? No. What is possible for us is just to obey Shri Sadguru and do what makes Shri Sadguru happy. This is the simplest thing that we have in our hands. When Shri Sadguru asks us to sit, we should sit without thinking. If Shri Sadguru asks us to go back, we should do the same. This is very much possible. There is no point thinking of why he said so. Because anyway, we will never be able to understand the reason behind whatever Almighty Shri Sadguru does. There are examples. People used to simply leave Shirdi if Shri Sai Baba asked them to do so, without questioning. People who used to come to visit him for a day would stay back in Shirdi for 8-10 days if Shri Baba asked them to do so. They never thought about leaves and sundry things. The way people of that generation followed the wish of their Shri Sadguru, same is expected today as well. That will lead us to bliss. Love for Shri Sadguru are all secondary. To obey Shri Sadguru is everything. This will help you get Shri Sadguru's love. People think by gifting something to Shri Sadguru will help them earn Shri Sadguru's love. We have seen many saints throwing away valuable things as these materialistic things have no importance in their life. There's a story that people got 3-course meal for Sri Gajanan Maharaj, but he refused to take meal and waited for meal that his beloved follower brought. There was 3-course meal served with sweets, but Sri Gajanan Maharaj refused it and waited till late afternoon for simple meal of bread and salad. Thus, It's very difficult to understand what a saint would appreciate. Thus, materialistic things we feel would be appreciated and liked by Shri Sadguru is not true. Thus, the best and the magical thing to do is just to obey our Almighty Shri Sadguru and feel the happiness, and everything else has just no meaning. We should simply try to obey our Shri Sadguru with our whole heart. Whether it's Sri Sai Baba or Lord Krishna, what they say, you offer me anything, mud, stone, flower. Value is not important. What is important is the intention with which you offer. It should always be with unconditional love. Love, underline the word love. Love is most important. When it is with love, I accept anything and everything. Contrary to this, even if you spend thousands of rupees for performing a ritual, and if the love is missing, then it has no meaning at all. Some people every year arrange a Sri Satyanarayan Puja and spend a lot of money and feed many people. However, for some people that may not be possible, but still he performs puja with limited resources and gets the blessings of Sri Satyanarayana. Whereas people who spend lot of money may not get the blessings. So what is important is your unconditional love for that God. If there is no love, you will not see Almighty's existence and will not even feel His presence. Jai Sai Ram.